Most people think conflict is a bad thing. The truth is that conflict is good. Let me tell you why. I really like to use Patrick Lencioni's depth frequency conflict model. On the vertical axis, he has depth, and on the horizontal axis, he has frequency. So let me describe how it works and how he thinks about it, because I totally agree this time with Pat. In the lower left is rare but shallow conflict, which means you don't bring up the conflicts that you're having, you're not talking about them, and you don't solve them, which feels pretty ineffective. In the upper right quadrant is rare conflict, but it's substantial. So we're getting better in this quadrant. At least we are having substantive solutions to the conflicts and the challenges that we're having. But it's not happening very often because it's still rare. In the lower right quadrant, it is frequent but shallow conflict. This isn't great. This means you're bickering a lot and not solving anything. Can you imagine or think of a team that might have been like this? Most of the time when we think about teams like that, they feel fairly dysfunctional, to be honest. Not a great team dynamic. In fact, the best quadrant and the best place to be with managing conflict is in the upper right quadrant. This is frequent and substantive conflict. That means frequently you are talking about the issues that need to be talked about and you are solving them. You are working through the challenges. For years, I was an EOS implementer. I loved the EOS model of IDS. Weekly in the L10 meetings, most of the time was spent on IDS. What are the issues? Having the discussion and solving them. It was a really brilliant, concise way to put teams in the upper right quadrant, frequent and substantive conflict resolution. As a leader, you need to show up with the skills to help pull your team into this quadrant. That means you need to show up with guts, with courage, to bring people to the conversations and the challenges and the issues that really need to be talked about. If you don't do it, it's possible nobody else will. So I challenge you today, next time you have a conflict, think about this depth frequency conflict model and ask yourself, okay, where's my team performing? And what do I need to do as a leader to pull us into the upper right? Show up boldly. Ask the questions and lay the challenges out on the table. You've got this. If you want to learn more about this, being a leader and handling conflict really productively and effectively, join me for the workshop coming up in June. All the details are in the notes. I'll see you there.